What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for yet another Tottenham update. Two things to talk to you about today. Start off with the good or the bad, Tim?
Start off with the good, as always.
All right, we'll start off with the good. And the good is Mickey van der Ven. Here we go. We have finally got a centre-back, as Romano brought us. Mickey van der Ven to Tottenham. Here we go. Verbal agreement in place for €50 million package. Add-ons included. The Dutch centre-back will travel in the next 24 hours to London for his medical. The contract is agreed until 2028. Deal done with Jose Fortes Rodriguez from Raiola. Wolfsburg set to prepare the documents soon. So we've got our centre-back finally, Sim.
Unbelievable. It's unbelievable to think that we actually got a centre-back. All this time milling over who we're going to get, all this panicking. The wait is over, people. I think we should all get t-shirts saying, "We survived Eric Dyer." I think that's probably what should be.
He's still here, mate. Don't speak too soon.
Well, we got Van der Ven through the door. Look, I'm super excited. I know that he's 22 and he's not the finished article, and it's going to take him time to acclimatise to the Premier League and to the way Spurs want to play. But just looking at his profile and what he's going to bring to Tottenham, unbelievable recovery pace, a very, very tall centre-back, really composed on the ball as well. I think he's going to make some fantastic runs into the opposition half and really make space for the other attackers as well. And on the occasion that we do, like for example, like we saw in pre-season when we are getting caught out on counter-attacks, I don't think there's many better players than Van der Ven in those situations to be able to not just keep up with attackers but delay them, allow our defence to recover and able to nick the ball off as well, these fast forwards as well. So I think he's a very, very good addition to the Tottenham backline. I think he immediately improves our defence, even though it's going to take him time to get used to Tottenham. I think immediately I feel a lot more secure with our backline. And I think even though we've paid a little over the odds, I think it's a fantastic addition to the team. And I think as well, at 22, he's only going to get better. And that's really exciting. Hopefully, Romero at 24, Van der Ven at 22. You've got a young pairing there. Yes, you could say that's a bad thing because maybe they don't have the experience and leadership, but maybe they can grow together and hopefully they've got a bright future together as a partnership.
Absolutely. So we finally replaced Jan Vertonghen, a player that's very much Jan Vertonghen-esque as well. But I would say the difference, a big difference between them is that pace. I mean, he clocked up the fastest centre-back or the fastest defender in the Bundesliga last season. So it's great to finally have that big, searing pace right at the back in the defence. So,
and he's 6'3" or 6'3", and he has that.
The thing
pace.
Is though about that 6'3" thing, it's like I don't get how he's so tall, but his underlying stats are so poor with his aerial ability.
He doesn't win many headers, but he actually doesn't go for many headers. So that's why the
why
stats
is
are
that?
Like that. I can tell you I don't watch Wolfsburg enough to tell you why he doesn't, but maybe when their long goal kicks they're not aimed towards him, maybe they're aimed towards the other to try and exploit the other centre back. But in terms of how many headers he wins compared to how many he goes for, he's actually not terrible. It's not great as well, but it's not as bad as his aerial stats suggest on FB Ref.
And Ange will have a big say in that, and Ange will make him much better in the air, that's for sure.
And also, he's 22. You'll learn how to use your body more effectively, how to outmuscle opponents. He's still got maybe he's got to bulk up a bit at that age. When you hit your physical peak, like 25, then he'll be a bit more, have a bit more strength. So I'm not worried about that too much.
All right, well, now it's time to get into the Harry Kane news. We brought you earlier on today that today is the deadline. Bayern have set a deadline of midnight tonight to get Daniel Levy's answer regarding the Harry Kane situation. So let's bring you up to date with the updates that have been going on since then. Christian Falk from Bayern says that according to the British Telegraph, Bayern have given Tottenham a deadline to accept the offer for Harry Kane. Should this expire at midnight, this report coincides with our information that Daniel Levy will decide today whether he wants to sell Harry Kane to Bayern Munich. Romano says that Bayern want and expect Tottenham to decide today about Harry Kane deal. As reported earlier, the position is clear on the Bayern side, make or break after new improved bid. Bayern already has the green light from Kane, but deal only depends on Daniel Levy now. Sky Cava says that Harry Kane is happy at Tottenham. Kane is happy with Ange Postecoglou and is even looking forward to the new season. He will not sign a contract now, but him doing so eventually is not ruled out at all. Philip Kessler says that Tottenham chairman Daniel Levy is not amused that Bayern have set a deadline on negotiations for Harry Kane today. Florian Plettenberg says that Bayern have submitted a new offer of more than 100 million euros now, with bonus payments included. Bayern bosses expect an answer in the hours. Everyone is optimistic now that Tottenham will accept this offer of over 100 million euros. And Kerry Howe says that Harry Kane's entourage has significantly increased the pressure on Tottenham since Monday's meeting to make a quick decision on Harry Kane. So with this latest bit of news, what's your head saying now?
It is pretty curious, I would say, that a lot of the Tottenham journalists are very quiet right now, not saying anything. All the news that we're hearing about the Kane stuff is all coming from the German side, Plettenberg and Bild, and they're being very loud, and they're saying how they're confident this deal is gonna go through. When it comes to the offer, if it's 85, as I said before, there's a bit of if it depends how much the offer is. If it's 100 million euros including add-ons, I don't know if that gets accepted.
He does say over 100 million.
But it does say
euros.
over, but how much over?
Yeah, that we don't know.
That's the big question. There was Sky Sports saying that it was 100 million euros plus add-ons. And then we have Plettenberg saying it's over 100 million euros, including add-ons. So we're not 100% sure what the offer is. I don't think this deadline, as some of the reports suggesting, Levy would have taken too kindly to enter these deadlines. And I think from his ego point of view, I don't think he would appreciate Bayern putting the pressure on like that. So it's only going to make it more difficult to deal with. But in terms of what we're seeing at the moment, it's very quiet on the Tottenham side. They're keeping things under wraps. We had that press conference that was cancelled today. And Bayern are putting out the murmurings that they're feeling confident this bid is going to be accepted. We know that Kane wants the move. We know that Bayern are trying extremely hard to do it. What's my gut telling me now? I mean, right now it does look like there might be an accepted bid, but I might in 10 minutes get an update from the Tottenham side saying it's going to be rejected, and then my mind's going to swing back. So it's hard to really say. It is. I think it's a knife edge. I think it's really 50-50 at this point whether this bid gets accepted. I think the longer it gets to that deadline, maybe the less likely it is to be accepted. But at the moment, the Bayern side is saying confident. They would say that, wouldn't they? They are going to try and really force that narrative that this bid is going to get accepted. Yeah, but before I don't buy it too much, but I am buying it a bit.
But before this update, we were both saying on the previous update before, it seems like Bayern are not so confident anymore of getting it done. Now this comes out saying they are confident of getting it done. I mean, I said on the previous update that I do think they will meet somewhere in the middle and the deal will get done. And I think this kind of stuff kind of backs up the feelings that I did have, but so much can change before midnight tonight. So I think just keep yourself strapped in, people, because I think it could be a bit of a bumpy ride from now until the end of the day.
It's just like before we heard the German side of the meeting where everyone was like, it was a good meeting, where they were glad about the meeting and they were more confident after the meeting that the deal was going to get done. And then the Spurs journalists came out and they were like, that actually is a big valuation in the big gap in evaluation, and Kane's now set a deadline of the Premier League, start of the Premier League for a deal to be done, and that might not happen. And so you get conflicting sides of the thing. So we've heard the German and Bayern side now of what's happening. We are yet to hear from the Spurs side, but then again, that could be because they're keeping it very quiet that they are going to accept it. And maybe if they were going to accept it, maybe that's what we would be hearing, silence from the Tottenham side. So as longer they stay silent, like people like Ali Gold and Dan Kilpatrick and stuff, the more I do think there is a good chance this is going to be accepted.
I think there's just a complete media shut-off outside of Spurs at the moment. With the press conference being cancelled, I don't think they're feeding any information until something real concrete happens. And once they accept a bid, probably that will start being fed out, or when they're about to accept a bid. But right now, I think Spurs are just trying to keep everything under wraps until something real significant happens, in my opinion. So again, we'll see what happens throughout the day. Like I said, keep yourself strapped in because it could be a very emotional day today at Tottenham Hotspur. But that is your Tottenham update for now. Let me know in the comment section below, how do you think things are going to play out with Harry Kane? Let us know your thoughts on the Van de Ven. Here we go as well. We finally got a centre-back. But thank you everyone for joining us today. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.